Okay, I think we are started. So, hey everyone. Uh, Today is 19th August, and we are doing machine development meeting. So, with the quick, our traditional intro, Meshery is a CNCF Sandbox project, and it's a cloud data manager as well. To learn more about the Meshery, you can go to the docs.meshery.io. If you're new, I highly suggest you to go to the docs. It will help you understand what Meshery does in short. And along with that, before we start our meeting, there are two housekeeping items. One is just you make sure to add your names in the attendees list. And the second is if you can introduce, or I will suggest you to introduce yourself before we actually go to agenda topics. So if you're new to today's call, feel free to give a quick intro, like what's your name, what made you join today's call. Yeah, that's it. I think that should be fine. Uh, Anyone want to go up? It can be something like hi, I'm Yash. I'm working in Mishri for last 3 years now, 3.5 years now. Um, so yeah, that's my quick introduction. Anyone else want to give a quick introduction? Okay, let me see. There are a couple of new faces I see. Ragul, Bharat. Anyone want to introduce themselves? It's a great
Hi, can I?
opportunity. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Myself, Yatharth. I am currently pursuing BTech CSE in specialization AIML. I am here for Meshery MCP server. I was exploring it from last week or last 2 weeks. So I came in this meeting to know more about the MCP. Yeah.
Thank you. Just give me a second. I have to change my. Sorry, my mic got switched off. Yeah, anybody else would like to go ahead? Um, who else? Akash, Harsh, Rishi, Anas, Shivam, Bharat, Chaitanya. A lot of people are there.
Hello, hello.
Hey,
Yeah, this is Anas. I am from BIT Mesra. I am currently in my third year. I'm in Mathematics and Computing, and I joined Meshery, I guess, last week, and just trying to adapt.
thank you, Anas. I think I lost you in last few seconds, but yeah, thanks for your introduction. Anybody else would like to go ahead? Uh,
Hi,
Hey folks,
Hi. Okay.
go ahead, Akash.
No, you go ahead. I'll go
Okay,
after you.
so hello everyone, myself Shivam, and I recently
Who else do we have that has internet
yeah,
bandwidth?
I think Shivam, we are not able to. Yeah, Shivam, we are not able to hear you. Um, Akash, Shivam, let's get back to you. Like you can drop your introduction in the chat. Let's go to Akash. Akash, would you like to introduce?
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Aug. Naikar. I've been working on Meshery MCP's PR number 28. I also built an end-to-end POC using MCP Go. It is used for validating our tools, resources, and secret redactions. So I'd like to show a quick demo of it when the time comes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Akash. Okay, let's go to that our topics. But before that, I just want to make sure we are not missing anyone. So please feel free to unmute yourself and introduce in case you haven't yet.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Omolade, and I've basically been working on the Meshery MCP server and working closely with Akash as well. On main mainly on the initial design and the safety around how tools access data. And I'm also here to sort of give some feedback on my documentation, which is the PR29. So thank you.
Thank you for the introduction. Yeah, definitely we'll go to the topics. Anybody else?
Now, I wonder if Ridho, have you had a chance to say hi, Ridho Neuro? Have you-
Hello everyone. My name is Rido. I think I'm just a newbie for open source project. I think maybe I can be a viewer or uh, just a few meetings. Yeah, this meeting maybe. Yeah, everyone. Hello.
That's
Hi,
great.
hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Yeah.
Thanks, Redo. Anybody else? Like, I think we can take 5 more seconds. Okay, in case anyone missed, please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat and we can talk there. Now let's go to the agenda items that we have today. So first that we have is from the Suryansh Garg on the automating error code enforcement. Would you like to share a screen and share about the updates that you have,
Yeah,
Suryansh?
sure. So these are two interrelated PRs that solves a major pain point in the contributor workflow. Is in, yeah. So what is supposed to be done when someone contributes a new error code? Um, we have to place a placeholder like replace underscore me, so it will automatically assign a new error code. But sometimes we hard code the error codes manually. That causes some duplicate errors in the master branch. So what I have done here, there are two PRs. First in Meshkit and the Meshery. In Meshkit, I have introduced a new subcommand check. So what it does. It compares the baseline branch of the target branch, that is master, to the second baseline branch of the PR, and then it compares it, and then it makes sure um, that there is no hard coded error code there, and if there is something like that, it throws an error. This is the Meshkit part, and then in the Meshri part, um, I have added the validation for it in the CI. So if something happens like this, so it automatically throws an error and don't allow the CI checks to pass.
Thank you,
Nice.
Suryansh.
And then are you
Yeah,
done
yeah.
presenting? Are you asking for feedback? Is there a question in there?
I'm done presenting. I was just asking for a review here.
Cool. Yeah, great. But hey, I'll offer up some. We can't have Yash Sharma host and give feedback at the same time, and that's really difficult. He has to juggle a bunch. Yep. Thanks for doing this, Saryansh. Just for everyone else's understanding and everyone else's context, each of the Meshery components participate. Well, generally, all of the ones that are in Golang anyway. Participate in this error code framework for the project. And each individual component takes a segment of numbers, or takes like a number range. Actually, let me restate that. That's a little bit confusing. Let me say every single Meshery component produces errors, right? Or it can run into errors. And when those occur, we want for users to have a decent experience, or the best that you can when you run into an error. And so rather than just ensuring that we have a well-articulated log, we ensure that the log is well-articulated, that it suggests what probably went wrong, and that it suggests what remediation steps could be taken to fix the error. And so errors occur for all different kinds of reasons. But so in Meshery docs, there's a whole set of error codes, errors that occur across any number of components. So Yanch, can you do me a favor and go visit that in the Meshery docs? The error code
sure.
reference. Yeah, thanks. Anyway, so it's important for any Meshery component to be a component, for it to behave like the rest of the ecosystem, or for it to use MeshKit, for it to use one of our central libraries. This applies to part of today's topic is the MCP server. So if it's written in Golang, it would also use MeshKit. It would also benefit from or use this small error code framework. And so if you scroll down just a little bit, maybe just some random example, there's a bunch of different.
For problem.
Oh, okay. There's a bunch of different components that are listed on the page. This is the Cilium adapter, the Meshery adapter for Cilium. Apparently, you can have a problem downloading the binary. When that occurs, if you click on one of these table rows, does it expand for you and show you some additional details? Yeah, right there. Boom.
Yeah.
Good. This isn't the best example because it just has a short description. Then it has a long description, but it's missing a probable cause. And it's also missing a suggested remediation. So to the extent that we can, we want these to be filled in and well curated and really help users. The nice thing is this page is, you can deep link to the error code on this page. Anymore, most of these error codes, when they occur, they will show up for the user in the notification center in Meshery UI. So good, if the user is using the UI client, if they're using their web browser to interact with Meshery, they can probably just see these in the notification center. Great. If they're using the CLI, that client, if they're using Meshery CTL, maybe they'll just be shown the error in the terminal, and they'll be given a hyperlink to where they can find more detail here. The nice thing about coming here, it does repeat the same information, but that search forum on the right-hand side, if you were to click one of those hyperlinks, Suryansh, that would search our community forum. See the green ones where it says search forum?
This one?
Nope.
Error
That's
codes and
white.
troubleshooting?
See the green ones?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And so it just searches for that specific error code. There's only one of those error codes in the whole project. It's for Cilium, and it's the code 1000. So those two things put together are unique. And so this is just a matter of convenience to help users figure out, remediate issues. So good. So anyway, that's a full context for what Suryansh is talking about. So what he's highlighting is that there's tooling in the project right now that helps ensure that if you have encoded, if you're handling an error in Golang in one of the Meshery components, then you should be using MeshKit, the library, and it has an error handling framework, the one that we're talking about. Sometimes you get busy trying to figure out, create some functionality, and you forget to spend some time on the error code itself. And so there's generic scaffolding in the framework. Sometimes, if you go back to your PR for a moment, Suryansh, that generic scaffolding, when you're kind of quickly going through and you're writing some Golang and you're working on some functionality, and you're like, oh yeah, it could error here, or you try to do this. And if you don't necessarily know, well, hey, is error code 1000 available? Or is the latest one 1015? Or I don't know. Anyway, the tooling is supposed to help figure that out for you. It's not supposed to be a burden on the contributor. And And so there is
Uh,
tooling there. There is tooling that does figure that out. Meshery will self-analyze its own Golang code. Meshkit will analyze your code and figure out if you've got an error code assigned. So Suryansh, you're writing this workflow to sort of retroactively. Is it retroactive or is it a pre-merge check?
it's a pre-merge check.
Okay. To just verify that the code is healthy and that the error codes
No,
themselves.
it's there to verify that there is no handwritten error codes, like
Say it
hard-coded
again.
ones. There is no hard-coded error codes. That we have used the replace underscore me placeholder, because sometimes I have seen like some PRs have manually assigned the error codes, and for the next in the JSON file, the next error code they have also modified that manually without using the error util tool.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Perhaps I can add something here because on my end, when I'm creating a new error, I always using the error toolkit binary, and in my pull requests, they will not have this placeholder, but perhaps in the check we could ensure that the I don't remember, but there's a component and for the JSON file, I think that should also
yeah, that
be
was
modified. Perhaps in the pull request we can validate both use case. If it's an outcode, at least that JSON file should also be modified, or only have a replace me placeholder. I think that this is something that need to be added here.
yes. That exact JSON file component underscore it was something like that. I also don't remember. So sometimes contributors manually assign the next error code. So to prevent that, so they would turn off duplicate error codes problems that were keep happening in some PRs that I saw. So to prevent that, there is this CA validation and a subcommand for in the meshkit to check it.
Okay, but we already have this though, if that's what you're looking for, right? Is
We
it that
have
there's
the analyze thing, but we don't have the we do check for it, but we don't throw an error if there is a manually assigned error code there.
okay? And so, are you creating a new workflow?
Uh, no, there's just not an entirely new workflow. It's just a new check to kind of
Yeah, cool. If you
to
click on files changed, if you go to the diff,
yeah.
great. So you're augmenting the existing workflow to enhance it, to ensure that if to ensure that we
Exactly,
don't have
that's
a
the point.
conflict. Great. Now, one of the problems here will be, so we perform an analyze operation today, and and then to the extent that there is a problem that the analyze utility highlights, you're invoking
Analyze don't
the,
have a existing problem, but it don't checks further whether uh, um, I'd can I get back to you about this on Slack?
yeah, sure. As you go to enhance this, one thing that to watch out for is if, just like when someone is submitting some JavaScript or some Golang and there's a lint failure, maybe they didn't follow quite the coding convention that we were expecting. So then a linter runs and says, oh, you use spaces, not tabs, or whatever it says. Sometimes it's really nice just to be able to apply the formatting right then and there and just sort of fix it and auto commit that formatting fix right back to the same branch. It can be in the same way. It can be nice just to assign the appropriate, next error code number. And that can work in some instances, like if the person has and it can also be a security concern in other instances, depending upon whether or not the contributor has write access to the repo. Something to think about.
So yeah, I will think about it and get back to you once I talk about it.
Cool.
So
Did you get what
so
I?
Lee,
are
I
you
had
telling
a
me, do we have
question.
to
Lee, I had a question about auto fixing. When two people are trying to add a new error code, in that case, what would happen with this auto fix logic? Both of them could get the next available error code, right?
Yeah.
So
Totally. Yeah, it's not there's a race condition there. If there's a lot of contributors kind of working on the same component. Yeah, I don't, it's one of those things of, there's room for improvement, like that. And then there's also the question of, there's a diminishing return on investment at some point in there. So just to digress briefly, Hussein, one of the ways that the error codes could have worked, it could have been that, like, hey, there's just a global set of numbers. There's just a global numbers from 1 to 50,000 errors or whatever. And so if you're looking at error code 25, that's it. There's only a single error code that's number 25. That could have been nice. Like, hey, between all of the components, just make sure that they check in or pull from, or that they all come back to the same central, like, spreadsheet or markdown file or whatever, same central list. And there's a little bit of contention over, how to do that, but that helps solve a problem of, like, not avoiding conflict. And that's one way. And then another way is to pre-allocate each, like a number range, 1 to 1,000 for this adapter, 2,000 to 3,000 for the CLI, 4,000 to something, for the server, and kind of so on. Even within that, like you're saying, if there's 8 people working on the server and, a couple of people are coming up with the next error code, they can clash. And so the short answer is yes, and we or you or, can certainly take some next steps on helping eliminate. But your question, or the fact that it's a yes answer to your question, might help. It is good to bear in mind as Suryansh and maybe Hussein think about what room there is for improvement in this workflow, the error codes updater workflow. How far could it go?
will investigate on it.
Awesome. I think anyone else has any review for students? Okay. Thank you, Sena and students. Do you have anything else that you want to share, or should I move forward?
Yeah, you should move forward. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Let me share the screen. Next, we have with Harsh. Harsh, would you like to share your update on the MCP? What is it? I can't read it. Yeah,
Hello everyone. So
Okay.
I, I have been testing my POC against the real Messery and I have hit some errors like some API calls fail silently rather than giving correct answers. When I have been entering the cluster ID, then if it's empty, then it also runs, but it doesn't. It gives the empty
Wait,
answer.
wait, wait.
So
Yeah. Before you go ahead and explain, I just want to know like what the issue that you are trying to solve, or is the issue that you are getting, and for in- what
those are
MCP
the
tool
issues
must.
which I have reviewed and I have given review on them. So that,
So these are the issues that you created. Is this your ID?
no, that's not my issue. That is me, Singharsh.
Okay,
I have given
so
review on them, what they are doing and what they have posted. Like there is something wrong, and I have found that and I have posted there.
okay, so you created any PR for it? Because I don't think so there is any work yet done to actually test MCP.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
I think Omlante was doing that, so that's why I haven't done that. I have given review on her PR, but I haven't opened any.
Okay.
So
Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Omlande, I think so, right?
yeah,
Yes, Omalade.
Omolade.
Yes,
Omolade. Would you like to
yes.
give any review to Harsh?
Yeah, I basically worked on the documentation, which is on the PR 29, and aside that, worked with Akash to work on the to create the registrant. So I was waiting for I would like for Akash to do his demo, then we could probably start from there or something.
Okay.
So what I think Harsh is trying to say is when I'm using when I tested my MCP to deploy a design, it was actually not working and it threw errors. So I think that's what he's trying to say.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean that API fails. That's what I'm trying to say. Like
Yeah.
when I have when I'm filling the cluster ID and I haven't filled the ID, and when I run it,
Mhm.
it should throw an error, but it gives an answer, just an empty answer. So that's the failure I am facing when when I am testing it against the real mystery.
Yeah, about that, I think we still haven't done the first step, which was like the our one pager. He has sent out the one pager doc. I'm not sure if Omlante, are you aware of it, or Akash, are we aware of it? Like, uh, in case if you haven't, let me send you the
Great.
doc link. So this is the doc that he has started. Haven't got a chance to review much yet. I probably will be just after the call. Now, and I'm not sure yet. I have to see like how much done work has been done on this part. But I see a lot of work has been done from you guys. So as we move forward, how about we review this doc and the work you guys are doing? Also, you can propose that how we are doing it, and the things that I'll probably help make this doc restructure so that you can put your work. And what are you guys thinking? Uh, and I saw a lot of thoughts that you have. Can you review that with here and go through it? Let's see if she is able to help with this initiative. Otherwise, you can also like write all the work down that you have done initially. Yeah. What do you think, Lee?
Oh, well. Oh, shoot. Yash, I think you don't have enough time to work on this, is what I think. And I wish that you did. I think that Akash has got, I think we should do Omalade. By the way, Omalade, you just
Yes,
said
I
it.
mean, You can just call me Molly. Molly is easier. Molly is fine.
Okay.
You don't want to see the pain in my face every time I try to go do. Wait, say it again. Did you say Did you say Molly or
Molly, Molly, yes.
Oh, moly.
Yes.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay. All right, good. That with that said, that doesn't mean that Yash, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't lead the way or you shouldn't like be over like I'm not saying Yash shouldn't be saying what he's saying. I'm just saying we've been dragging our butt for a long time and you should
Yeah.
acknowledge, I'll be the first to acknowledge when I'm holding other people back. You're holding people back or like try to facilitate it, get in there with jump in with both feet and get some shit done, stuff done. Whoops, we're on the CNCF call. Get some stuff done or get out of the way and support people. And so please don't let that stop you from leading the way. Good. Hey, this is really, as it turns out, of the 5 different AI related topics that we opened up recently, everybody just wants to work on one. This one. Okay, great. Good. Hopefully we'll get to the other AI topics as well. On this particular one, we should do what we should probably do what Molly had suggested, and that is actually just before I switch. The document that Yash that you have, it's not in the, this is going to sound like I'm being a stickler, but there's kind of 2 issues with it. It's if we share it.
Yeah, let me share. I haven't gone through it. I just requested to see
oh.
if we should consider this doc or not. That's what I was saying.
Oh, I see. Whose document is this?
This is from here. So she shared with me. So I just want to make sure that both of them are working on the same thing. So I just want to make sure should we consider that or not, and make sure we have a doc. And as we are move forward, just document it whatever we are doing it. So that's
Oh, damn it. Okay. Now that's twice I think I've sworn on the call. Actually, Yash, I thought this was yours, which is where my initial comments were coming from.
No.
I have to take back some of the comments that I just said. This is not your doc. Okay. This is wonderful. Thank you, Hia, for putting something down on paper that everyone can beat up and make better and everyone can align on. It's just it's super important. Especially when there's a lot of folks interested in something, somebody's got to just make a statement and then put some words on paper, and other people have to come and align on it. And in that process, I hope they really beat it up, meaning they are super critical and make it the best it can possibly be. There might not be anything to beat up, so to speak. I know that when I write something down, there always is. So I think that there's it takes a while for a team to form, storm, and norm, meaning there's a bunch of chaos up front and trying to figure out which direction to go and who everybody is and where people can help and how do people fit in and what's the end goal and is there phases and all this stuff. So sometimes the loudest voice wins, or sometimes the people that show up with demos win, or I don't know, people who do what they say they're going to do. Like, yes, I think that diligence should be, people should read this, and either we should use this doc or we should consolidate to a different doc if there's another proposal out there. One thing that we'd want to do for sure before people invest too much time in this Google Doc is to make sure that it's in the community drive so that everyone here, A, has access, B, knows where to go find it. And then ideally that this is the document that we're using, the format is in the Meshery design specification format. So it just has a bit more structure and it's consistent across all the functional design reviews that we do. I think those 2 things, if we get those 2 things, then we should spend time on this doc.
Yeah, let's say, I think what we can do is I'll get you a structure dot, not written, but a structure dot where we can point to. then we can start writing. Like just after the call, I will just copy the spec design that we have already with other feature and just delete the unnecessary thing and just have the structure doc so that we can start. This doc is because here didn't here is not here. I told her to come and we can discuss this, but since he is not here, I'm not sure if we should invest time in here. Instead, we have one other doc and she can come and put her thoughts there.
Also, just to clarify, since we're on record, is hey, an initiative like this, if it doesn't have a maintainer's support, specifically Yash Sharma's support, it won't go very far, or it just can't be successful. So again, to like the very first thing that I said, I just want to be clear, like Yash Sharma has to be like support, he's the executive sponsor, so to speak. So well, cool. Yeah. So like Molly had said, probably maybe we could start with Akash. If you've got a demo you want to go through, and that'll generate some discussion. And then Molly's got a PR that she's got some content she wants to review. It's great.
Yeah. Before that, like I got a design doc in design.meshery.io. Can I share that?
Oh yeah, you can always share. Harsh, if you're finding a bug sounds like the bug is not related to MCP directly, oops, or hey, let's go file that on wherever that is appropriate. Wherever you're finding the bug, let's go file it there and make sure that it is a bug and fix it where it needs to be fixed. Sounds like it's not MCP related, right? Or you're not sure?
No, I think I was sure it was MCP related. When I'm testing, that's when I get it. Actually, I have a suggestion for that. Instead of different, can we just do it in a contract once in a shared client instead of rediscovering them in every tool?
I have no idea what you just said. I couldn't hear it. The words weren't articulated clearly enough for me. I'm sorry. Also, I don't think the answer actually mattered. I remember now that you'd present. I think there's a lot more learning that needs to happen just yet, Harsh, before we engage materially in what you just suggested. There is no MCP happening around here, so I don't know how there could be a bug in MCP. It would be whatever you're writing that's the bug. So Akash, do you want to go ahead and share? Let's get rolling.
Yeah.
Akash, if your MO ends in .exe, we're in trouble.
Oh.
I'm just messing with you, but seriously, if it ends in .exe, we're in trouble. No, that's a terrible joke, and it's probably only me that thinks it's funny. The fact that you have a demo that does end in .exe highlights one of the items that we need to make sure is in the design spec of, hey, where's the MCP server intended to run? And how do we ensure that we have architecture support or different OS and different architecture support? And so
yeah, so I was like leaning more towards a standalone Go based. So I got this. I've got 4 pods running and 2 services running here. So my MCP POC, what it does is exposes 7 tools. Hold on. Can I get a second? I'm facing something.
Yep, sounds good. Molly, in the meantime, should we read Akash's discussion forum page, or maybe there's some things that you want to cover in your PR review.
Oh, okay, yes. I would just like if you could help review the PR and see if it makes sense. Let me see.
Are you going to share a screen?
Akash, if you have the pre-recorded demo or the recording that you sent before, maybe we should watch that one.
No, I can show right now. I'm ready now. So can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. So the MCP, what it does is like, it exposes these 7 tools. The deploy design, so we can deploy any designs from the client. So for now, it's not working as it is intended, but the agent can say that it is not working truthfully. And a tool to get the cluster resources, to list the designs, to list the Kubernetes context, and get the server info and undeploy design and validate design. And I also made promise for these and 2 resources for this. So let me show this in show this using an agent. So I'm using open code harness. You can see the demo server has been connected.
Nice.
So yeah, I can use these tools directly using the agent. So let me ask about so it uses the MCP. Oh.
Nice. And so the Meshery server that is
Yeah.
adjoined to this MCP server, where is that the playground Meshery server?
Yeah, the playground. Yeah.
Okay. And so the manner in which you're authenticating is how? Oh yeah, how's the MCP?
It's not working for me right now. Maybe you can play the demo video I sent earlier.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if the end of the demo was it returns back with a list of designs, then
Yeah.
we don't have to watch the demo, or like I totally believe you, and it's captured in the demo. But
Yeah,
if
it's in the yeah.
does the demo cover other concepts though?
Yeah, it covers all the tools, and it also covers the deploy design thing. Like
Okay.
it gracefully fallbacks and says like it whether it can actually deploy design or not, because sometimes it can't deploy design actually.
Yep. Sure. Like, or maybe better to just of the time that we have, like there's an interesting discussion to have about the how to best handle when a particular request fails, or when the MCP server can't fulfill a request. And so deploying a design is an example. But yeah, do you want to say more about the frameworks that are used, or Molly, do you want to lead the discussion toward a particular topic here? Like,
Okay. Yes. So, the main direction is basically to keep the Meshery server as like a standalone Go service, and that acts as an agent facing um, basically on the existing Meshery APIs and the schemas, right? And in the designs, in the documentation or the design markdown that for the PR that I raised, I recommend that we sort of prove that it has a read-only capacity or capability, like the list designs that he showed, that he demoed just now. What parts do we have? Okay, sorry, I just see a message. And so I would just really like us to know and agree which MCP tools inputs we should directly accept as credentials, and if we need to reuse the Meshery's existing authentication and the context mechanisms and all. So yeah, that's basically the goal for the PR that was raised, like the design markdown. So that's it.
yeah, I got you. Yeah. So did you, in that PR, or in some other place, are you guys facilitating a comparison between, like a bake-off between different MCP libraries to help prove that one is better than the next for our purposes? Or if not, we should
Not
do that.
yet. Okay.
That's a good thing to do. The question that I asked in Zoom chat is an acknowledgement of the other question that I raised a moment ago of like, hey, where's the MCP server going to run? Is it separate? Is it its own binary? Is it using the adapter framework, or is it like there's a number of those bigger, larger architectural questions. They have real ramifications on any code that's written. It's very helpful actually in a project like this to just to take a best guess at what those answers might be, do a proof of concept, and confirm that there's light at the end of the tunnel, or that like it's possible to do this thing and it's possible to do it this way. And that really helps make progress in the functional spec. Like it helps make progress on like, well, but it shows where we had trouble and where we don't. Or so yep, think back to what Yash Sharma had asked earlier, is like, yep, somebody's got to put, and it's fine that someone asks some AI to put pen to paper, a lot of pen on paper, actually, unfortunately, but there'll be a poop load of learning, more learning than probably any of you will be able to take away. I don't know that I will spend as much time as this deserves necessarily, but there's just all of the new product concerns, almost all of them, that have to be addressed. How is this? Where does it run? How does it authenticate? How does it ensure authorization is appropriate? When does it rotate those secrets? Where does it keep secrets? Who should be able to do what? How often should it be rate limited? It's just like this unbelievably long, like staggering set of questions that you have to go through. For my part, I'm not expecting anyone to come in and say, well, yeah, here's that answer. Or like, and actually for my part, I'm not even expecting anyone to show up and say, here's all the questions. It would take maybe 4 or 5 minutes to just verbally articulate all of the questions I was beginning to just then, just randomly, but there's a lot. But there's a couple of, some questions are much more important to ask and answer up front than others, because the answer to them will answer a lot of other questions. So one of them, some of them are really hard to get to. It's like the question of, should the MCP server run standalone, or as a function, as a component of the server. It's like any of us can articulate some reasons why it should do one or the next. But most of us are probably in a hard spot of saying like, but I'm not sure which of these decision factors really is the most significant and would really push it one way or the next. I recognize that. So I just wanted to state that up front, that you won't be ridiculed for suggesting one or the next, or you won't be. I recognize that just making a call like that is difficult and you can't. So that's okay. What I would suggest is that whether it's standalone or built into the server, is that it's nice when it can do either. It's nice when you write a capability and it can run in a couple of different deployment models. So gRPC is a technology that can kind of help with that. The Meshery adapters, that adapter framework, that adapter library is old. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have merit and isn't potentially what should be used. It just also needs to be updated. Why would we use an adapter? Well, for purposes of being able to sustain the software that we write, like if each individual plugin, each individual extension like this deals with all of the common concerns, all the concerns that are common to all the plugins, like how do you authenticate? How many times should you retry? Like all of these concerns, they're not specific to any plugin. They're not specific to like, MCP and getting it to do something. It's like, no. Anytime that you have any plugin talking to Meshery server, they all have those concerns, many of the same common concerns. So if there's an adapter library that already addresses them, well, good. That's a big +1 next to why you might use the adapter library. It doesn't mean that we absolutely should, and we have to, like, but that's the way to kind of line it up and say like, well, if it's standalone, plus pros and cons. If we use the adapter library, pros and cons, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes you just make the choice of like, well, this is the easiest thing to deliver up front. And based on the time that we have, we just need it now. Like do it this way. We recognize that, but to at least in this moment that we have right now, we want to call out and recognize what trade-offs, we want to conscientiously acknowledge those trade-offs, conscientiously say, yeah, it would have been helpful to use the adapter library, but for these reasons, we're not going to. So anyway, it's a lot for anyone to take on, especially for folks that are new to the project or only have so much time or whatever. So anyway, that was me trying to help point this in a direction.
So, yeah, Matthew, do you have any review?
Yes, perhaps just to add on this, what Lee was saying is that if we take one decision or another, if this is documented, so if new people come to the community and want to contribute, there's some context of why we have done this that way and not this way. So if we take some decision, it will be important to write them somewhere so we can come back on it after. So, and just remember why we did that this way.
Yeah, I think as a first step, I already created a doc, and I'll make sure to do that. I'll make sure to initiate the doc and share with you guys so that we at least start with putting our thoughts and what the work have been done so far. Let's start with that as a first step. Yeah.
And you can ping me for this if you run out of time. Perhaps I can help you also on that documentation.
Molly, I think that's what you've done, right? Or I think that's what this is.
today, I think I can also make some edits to it as well.
Nice. Good. Hey, Yash, is it okay if we agree to consolidate on?
Yes, I'll go through
Markdown?
it.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Nice. So, yeah, good. Well, I know for some of us, it doesn't necessarily feel like any forward progress was made today, although there has been. There's a fair bit actually. Something we might want to do is, given the amount of folks that are helping, potentially we should have it a dedicated meeting. And by the way, there's nothing, I mean, the community can help put that together and just put it on the calendar and make sure it's open for people to join that want to, and the time can be dedicated to it. There's nothing stopping any of you from collaborating with one another either. It's, getting on a huddle or getting on a Zoom with others. But Molly and Yash and Akash, or I guess Harsh, do you guys want that? Is that be helpful at this point to have
Yes.
Yeah, along with that, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I was just saying that we can do that. Along with that, will it be a good idea if we can create a channel for Meshery MCP so that all the threads are very, very in different places? Meshery MCP, you can be a single place.
Yeah, we can. Or you know what? Prove that there's a Meshery extensions channel. This is an extension. If we go in there and then if it gets overloaded and like we can't keep stuff straight and all that, then yeah. But we otherwise have we have quite a few channels now. Yeah, if it gets unwieldy, absolutely. Let's just prove that it's unwieldy. Is it unwieldy now? Maybe it's already there. Is anybody having a hard time keeping?
Yeah, kind of. I don't think the problem is that people are like not organizing into the Measure extensions channel per se, even if the repo is there. So they're all sending it through different channels, but it's already a lot of like different messages going in through all the different channels. So it's kind of unwieldy in that sense, I guess.
Good. Okay. Hey, we'll create one. We recognize that there will be 0 people in there, or like you guys will add some people, but the 10,000 people that are here, it will start from. I will make sure that anyone who joins tomorrow gets added, but so just recognize like all the existing conversations. You guys need to go find those people in it and invite them over to the channel. Otherwise, they'll get left out, and it'll have the opposite effect of what you're looking to do. Anti-collaboration. But I'll take that as an action item. We'll get that created. Well, good. Molly, is there anything like just a particular single item in here that you wanted to call attention to while we've got a little time on this?
Okay, yes, I think it was the read-only part, but I think I'll just like share feedback on the group or channel and then ask questions if that works.
Okay, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we are already on time. So I just want to make sure if anyone has anything urgent that they want to discuss, please feel free to share, or otherwise we can take it next time in next meeting. Or you can share in the Slack channel as we move forward.
Nice.
Okay.
Sahil, you'll follow up in Slack?
Yes.
Nice, okay. Anything else?
I don't think so. In that
Hello?
case, I think we can wrap. Yeah.
Yeah, so actually I was working on the TypeScript boundary in the UI configuration, and the include array path was there was a typo actually, and if we correct that, it reveals around 2,900 something error, pre-existing errors. So we have to look into it, and we already discussed in my issues in the threads, and we actually came down to two approaches to solve that. One was to include a TS no check in all the TypeScript files which were causing the errors, and then we can work on it. We can raise issues for it separately. And another approach was to just we can do one thing. We can first fix all the files and the folders, and then we can fix the typo in the include path. So this was actually, we have already raised the issues, and we have already um, uh, like had a conversation on Slack, and I guess Linux suggested this the second approach to fix the first folders and the files, and then we can fix the include array path. So I just wanted a quick insight on it. What should we do?
I thought you will be sharing a screen so that people can see like what
Okay,
issue you were
okay,
working on.
yeah.
But in case anyone has any review for us, if they were able to. Sorry, I was not able to understand without
I will share the
seeing the
screen.
screen.
Okay, so is my screen visible?
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, the include file, there is a typo. So this was a typo, and if we fix it, because in the UI folder, the TypeScript checks for another UI folder inside the UI folder. So actually it checks zero files. So the TypeScript actually shows no errors because it checks for zero files. But if we fix it, then it reveals around 2,951 errors around across 496 files. And we actually discussed it. I I actually did tried three approaches. First was just to include all the clear files which had no errors, but it just defeats the purpose of the PR. And second approach was to just include all the files, but the CI obviously fails. And and for the third approach, we thought we can include the TS no check in all the files which had the errors, but then we have to merge this PR and then work on it. There are around 496 files, so we have to raise the issues for all those files and work on it. And the fourth approach which Linux suggested on Slack was first fix the errors and folder wise. So, and then after that, we will fix the typo. This was just a small typo, but it revealed actually 2,900 errors. So
I see there are a couple of reviews, Lee and
yeah,
Ishwar. Is Ishwar here or Parth, Dhruv? Anyone?
Yeah, good. Parth, we can't hear you, man. You still got that internet bandwidth challenge or that microphone challenge. So cool. Anas, I don't know, man. We're over time and I gotta go. But Saurabh is a good individual to ask. He's worked on TypeScript lint checking in the past. I don't know. We'll take a look at the PR. Like, hey, it's no more urgent than the other PRs, the other 700 that are out there.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we'll get to that. Yeah. Thanks for working on it. For my part, hey, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for everybody for sticking around.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you, everyone. I think I will see you next time.
Thanks.
Awesome. Bye. Have a great day. Have a great night. Whatever. Where are you?